Howdy y'all, Wyrm here. Welcome to the 9th and final episode of the Class Lore series. It's been a journey to get here, and it also marks the completion of the first series on my channel. In this episode, our final protocol is Limion, where we'll be covering the lore behind the final class to be added to Final Fantasy XIV. I speak of the dual dagger wielding shadow stalking rogue. As always, let's begin the official description of the rogue from the FF14 website. These agile fighters pride themselves on their skills with knives and daggers to make quick work of their enemies. Lurking in the shadows, adhering to no laws but their own, they punish the wicked, pilfering their ill-gotten gains and delivering them to the downtrodden masses. Thought by many to be mere common criminals, some would say they play an unseen hand in the maintaining of order in the buccaneering havens of Limion. That's a pretty apt description, letting you know what the rogue is all about. The story of the rogue begins not long after the establishment of the city-state of Limion. During these early days, before Limsa was a fully stable nation, an organisation existed known as the Upright Thieves. Despite the name, they were not a band of thieves or robbers as many would assume, but rather they patrolled the shadows of this young city-state and enforced the unspoken codes of conduct in the days before it became law. Piracy was still the profession of most in these early days. Crews raided and plundered to their heart's content. The Upright Thieves stood watch over Limin's back streets, enforcing the code wherever it was broken, be it by punishing the guilty parties for their crimes, or reclaiming pirate plunder that was taken unjustly from fellow Liminsans. This continued right up to the official decree from Admiral Wyrm banning piracy. At the same time, the Upright Thieves became the Rogues Guild as we know today. Much like the Upright Thieves that came before them, the Rogues Guild operates in much the same way as it did in the past, only this time it has the sanction of the leadership of Limion. The guild can be summed up by this quote from their first official member and current guild master, Jackie Swallow. "We go where the shadows are darkest, and hand out justice to as break the code." The rogues themselves, despite getting a reputation as common thieves even today, are actually some of the most deadly and skilled fighters you'll ever see. The tools of their trade are shadow and the sharp knife or dagger. During their Upright Thieves days, they handpicked their recruits to the organisation from mostly pirate crews. They sought out the ones with the skill with the rope-cutting dagger, a common sidearm of any pirate, and those who were both agile and sly. The rogue doesn't announce themselves like a marauder or lancer. They stick to the shadows, remaining unseen, and strike when their enemy least expect it. A rogue's skill with their daggers has become something to fear in the backstreets of Limion and on the Isle of Valbrant. When it comes to combat, they like to get things done quickly and silently. To aid in this, they practice coating their blades in poison and venom to weaken their targets before moving in for the swift, silent kill. In terms of their armour choices, they're mostly known for cloth and leather. Their goal is never to be seen and never to be struck. They discard any need for defensive armour and instead putting value on clothes that are easy to move in, with materials that don't make a sound and that can blend into the shadows. Despite the rogue not being a thief, they're nonetheless capable of mugging and stealing from enemies without their knowledge, or with such surprise that the victim doesn't even see it coming, and they only realise what happened when they find their pockets lighter than before. The Rogues Guild is located in Limion, nearby to the Fishers Guild. However, they don't advertise themselves. Their guild instead is clandestine and masquerades as a convent for the dutiful sisters of Edelweiss. This is also the reason you cannot just start as a rogue when you arrive in Eorzea. You need to get familiar with the land first, before you spy or chance to make contact with them. The rogue as a class is unique in that it was actually added to the game after the release of A Realm Reborn. This was primarily due to time constraints, as they intended it to be in 2.0. The arts and skills of the rogue lead you to an encounter with a person from the Far East. This person imparts onto you the arts of the ninja, which is a perfect suit to the skills of the rogue, and takes them to their next level and beyond. No longer hiding in the shadows, you can become the shadow itself. And that's it. the lore of the Rogue and the Rogues Guild in Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a profound pleasure to make this class lore series. Seeing how you enjoy them makes it all worth it and more. With 2022 just about here, I have a whole new series in the works that I hope you'll enjoy as much as this one. Thanks all, and I wish you a very happy Christmas and New Year. And now, as always, have a good one.